segment, which coincidentally is going to be talking about some AL East trades and breaking news on live here. The Mariners have just traded for the Blue Jays' Justin Turner. So that's a bit of a surprising trade. I was going to talk about before, I kind of teased it, that there was a hug watch going on. Justin Turner was randomly pulled from the game with the Blue Jays. So I thought there was a trade going down, and it's official now. Ken Rosenthal just tweeted it out. The Mariners have traded for Justin Turner, and there we go. The floodgates are opening with all the insiders I have on notification. Tweeting at Jeff Passan as well, Mark Feinsand. It is done. Justin Turner is a Seattle Mariner. That is a very interesting trade. I really like it a lot. I'm going to just go off the dome here talking about it. I think it just adds another solid veteran hitter to this Mariners team. I think that overall Turner is a very solid bat. I did have him going somewhere else in my segment 5, so I'll just skip over that, I guess. But yeah, I like this move a lot for Seattle. Again, just a very solid, good veteran bat for this Mariners team, and I think it was a really good, solid move by them. Yeah, nice job. So, that's a nice segue into this AL East trades because the Blue Jays just made one. So we'll be going over the other ones now. There was a lot of movement here from this division, and I just wanted to go over 5 significant trades and talk about them. So let's get into it. So first off, we have maybe the most significant of them all. Jazz Chisholm traded from the Miami Marlins to the New York Yankees. Now, this to me was one of the most obvious and best fits of the entire deadline. I thought this made all the sense in the world. I thought Chisholm was really destined to be a Yankee. I think this made all the... I had him predicted here for a little while on my own personal trade deadline predictions that I was supposed to do Monday. Of course, he did end up getting traded on Saturday, so I didn't have a chance to go over and say that prediction. But please believe me, I thought he was going to get traded here. It just made so much sense on paper. Chisholm is a picture-perfect fit for this Yankees team. Is a great leadoff hitter, which the Yankees need. Is a lefty bat, which the Yankees need. Can play the infield, which the Yankees need. Can play the outfield, which the Yankees need. Brings a lot of energy as well to this Yankees team that has been a little iffy on that regard. So I think that's a really good. I think that's a really good fit there. So I thought overall Chisholm just made all the sense in the world for this Yankees team. Really was a picture perfect fit here, and I love this trade for this Yankees team. I think that again Chisholm brings energy to this team, which they really needed. Swag as well. He'll be able to, I think, really shine under this Yankees light. I mean, I think this is a guy that lives for the big moments with his big personality, and there's no bigger place in baseball than the Bronx. So I love this trade a lot for the Yankees. I think that it made a ton of sense, and I like what the Marlins got back as well. Agustin Ramirez, a catching prospect from the Yankees who really rose up the prospect ranks these past few weeks or so. He's a really good power hitting catcher. A little older on the prospect side, 23, but I think he'll be up next year and add in a valuable piece to this Marlins hitting core. They don't really have the future of the catching position figured out. So I really like that the Marlins were able to acquire him. I think that it was a really good move by them. We all knew Chisholm was gone, and I think that acquiring Augustin was very, very solid. Jared Vernon as well, who I believe I'm pronouncing his name right, an infield prospect from the Yankees, also went to the Marlins in that trade. I like that as well. So I think it was a really win-win trade. The question here now is, where is Chisholm going to play? Of course, he can play center field or second base. He played center field last night, and it didn't go great. He just has not been a great fielding center fielder throughout his career. I think that second base is the place where he is going to end up being. You're getting Jason Dominguez back relatively soon, so once you get him back, there will be no open spots in the outfield. So the infield has really been where he struggled, where this team has struggled, and being able to play Chisholm at second or maybe even third, because he has a lot of athleticism. I think he can learn third base relatively quickly, or he move Labor Torres over there. I think that'll make a lot of sense, and yeah, very excited to see where Chisholm does play, but he just adds a ton of depth to your lineup, especially now with Stanton coming back. I mean, really the only black hole of your lineup is third base. I'm not sure he's going to play there. Either Gleyber Torres, who said he doesn't want to play there, but I don't really know if he has a choice in the matter, as well as Cabrera or Dieter LeMahieu. But other than that, there's really not many black holes in this lineup anymore. Anthony Volpe hasn't hit great at shortstop, but he still is solid. Brenton Rice has some solid potential at first. So center field has just become a lot better. DH become a lot better. And overall, I like this Chisholm trade a lot for this Yankees team. Adds a ton of depth here, and yeah, really good. The second one I wanted to talk about was Quinn Priester to the Boston Red Sox, a classic baseball trade here. The Red Sox traded a hitting prospect, Nick York, for a pitching prospect, Quinn Priester. Pirates needed bats, Red Sox needed pitching. Pretty fair there. Pricer has not been someone that really has done great in his MLB career so far, but it was a good frame for a pitcher, has some good stuff, I think, and the Red Sox needed some pitching depth, so I think that it's a really solid move to be able to get him. York wasn't really a fit long-term on this Red Sox team, I think, with the kind of prospects they have and the type of young players they have in the infield, so trading him to a Pirates team that really needed some good bats was a good, solid move, and I like it a lot. I think Priester was a good move by this Red Sox team. They needed pitching depth. They've now solved that, getting James Paxton and Priester as well. So, really nice move by the Red Sox. And they made another one as well, which I like even more. Danny Jansen. He made his Red Sox debut as well. That is him in the picture there. I think that Jansen was a fantastic addition by this Red Sox team. Not something that I, envisioned them doing, acquiring a catcher, because I pretty much thought their catching situation was set down with Reese McGuire as the backup and Connor Wong as the starter. But Connor Wong does have some versatility, played first base, second base, and third base in the minor leagues, and it seems like he's going to be doing that a lot more now with Jansen. It seems like Jansen will be playing catcher and DH for this Red Sox team a good amount, and then when Jansen is catching, Connor Wong will, of course, either be getting a day off or playing a lot of second and third base, which is very interesting. Being able to utilize his versatility, I think, is something that is really good for the Red Sox. And look, they needed another right-handed bat. Being able to go out of the box here and get Danny Jansen was very solid, and I like this trade a lot. I don't think they gave up that much to get him as well, and he's familiar with the division as well. I'm sure he's played in Fenway hundreds and hundreds of times, of course, in his career with the Blue Jays there. So I like that overall. I like this trade overall for both sides, being able to trade the Blue Jays, trade Danny Jansen, move on from him with all the catching you have. And, of course, you're trying to sell at the deadline. And Danny Jansen, they're going to Boston. I like this trade a lot. I think that it was very solid, and I think it was a really good fit for this Red Sox team. And, yeah. Again, Red Sox are trying to go for the wild card, something we did not expect from them at the start of the year. So, being able to add a nice starting pitcher here in Priester, of course, added Paxton before, which I talked about, and then adding Danny Jansen, I really like. So, props to the Red Sox for being able to get this trade done. I like it a lot. Finally, we have maybe the most significant trade of them all, Zach Eflin to the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the Rays trading Eflin in division was not something I foresaw. To be honest with you, I was dead set on Eflin going to the Cardinals. I thought that was a picture-perfect fit, but of course the Cardinals got a different starting pitcher, which we'll talk about in the next segment. So, when he was traded to the Orioles, I was shocked, honestly, but I loved this trade for them. The Orioles needed a frontline starting pitcher, and getting one like Eflin was a great, great job. Also, you're eating up his money. He has $18 million on his contract next year, and having the financial resources you do now with the new owner, utilizing them was a really, really good job at Baltimore. So props to them. And yeah, you now have an elite top three. You have Grayson Rodriguez, Corbin Burns, and Zach Eflin, three very good starting pitchers. And with the lineup you have, this team is going to be really, really hard to face in the playoffs. I absolutely love what they're bringing here. I think that Burns and Eflin are a really solid tandem at the top with how well Eflin's done since going over to Tampa Bay. Grayson Rodriguez, of course, also been very good this season. You also have some other depth pieces as well, like Cade Povich, who I think is a very solid number 4 starter, someone who can make a playoff start if you need him to. So overall, I love this trade for the Orioles. I thought it was absolutely fantastic to be able to get Eflin, get another frontline starting pitcher, which you needed. They're going all in, and I love this trade for Baltimore. I thought it was a fantastic job. I thought it was a little weird that the Rays would trade Zach Eflin to Baltimore when he's going to be on their roster next year, when the Rays are probably going to try competitive next year, but I guess that's really not something they care about. So overall, I like that the Orioles were able to get Eflin. Eflin seemed like excess goods for the Rays with all the starting pitching they have next year with all the guys coming off the injured list. So it made sense to move on from him, especially at the $18 million that he's going to be owed next year. So good move for both sides, and I like it a lot. So yeah, really, really good move by Baltimore. This team is going to be scary, and yeah, just keep adding to that rotation. So that is it for the AL East trades here. We had a big one at the start, Justin Turner getting traded to Seattle, which did happen right now as I'm on stream, which is very exciting to be able to break that there. So, yeah, overall, a lot of AL East trades. This division is going to be even more active. I'd say today and tomorrow as well. Be very exciting to watch it. So, yeah, very exciting time to be a baseball fan. It's a very exciting time to be a Rays, Orioles, Red Sox, or Yankees fan. And, yeah, a lot to like here. So, that is my third segment here, talking about some AL East trades. Moving into our fourth segment, which is going to be talking about the blockbuster of the Dodgers, Cardinals, and White Sox trade. That did happen about an hour and a half before I went on live. So we'll be going over that, and we'll be talking about it. So we'll see you after the break. Thanks, and bye.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your